My higher self is so wise, it'll send me into new lows so I can experience higher highs. And no, I don't mean that in a poetic or a motivational way. I mean it in a very structural way. Like the way reality itself seems to operate. When you start paying attention, you notice something weird. Life doesn't move in a straight line. It moves in waves. And that's where the law of rhythm comes in. The law of rhythm is basically the idea that everything in nature moves in cycles, not just spiritually, physically. Heartbeats rise and fall, breathing in and out, tides come in and go out. Even brain activity has waves. So why would we think that the human experience be the only thing that doesn't follow that same pattern? Usually we like to think, well, if I'm doing everything right, well, I should just be going up. But reality doesn't actually work that way. Even progress has a pull. Expansion, then contraction. It's clarity and then confusion. Momentum and stillness. You see, the mistake people make is thinking that the downward swing means that something went wrong. But in a rhythm system, nothing is wrong. It's just movement. Here's where perception comes in. Because nothing is actually good or bad at the level of experience. It's just that. It's just experience. But your mind loves to label it. So when things are going up, we say things like, this is alignment. And when things drop, we say, this is failure. But what if both are just faces of the same motion? Think about a wave in the ocean. You don't call the dip of the wave wrong. It's just part of the wave existing. But humans only want the peak. We want the constant expansion. We want the constant clarity, constant upward motion. And that expectation creates suffering because it clashes with how reality actually moves. Now, here's where I use the phrase higher self, but I want to be clear about what I mean. I am not talking about something separate, floating above you, controlling your life. I'm talking about a higher level of awareness, like zooming out from the immediate moment. And from that zoomed out perspective, your life stops looking like random events and starts looking like a full waveform. You see, when you stop asking yourself, why did this bad thing happen to me? You start seeing, oh, I'm just in a downward phase of a larger cycle. Now here's the interesting part. The downward phases reset perception. They strip excess identity. They slow you down enough to notice what was hidden in the noise of the high. This is because highs can actually distort your awareness because they expand everything outward. But lows compress you back into self-reflection. So think about it. If you look at it like that, both are doing something necessary. Even in science, systems don't stay stable at extremes. In physics, oscillation is natural. In psychology, mood regulation tends to move in cycles unless chemically altered. In economics, markets move in expansions and corrections. You see, nothing stays linear because energy systems don't work that way. They balance. So when I say my higher self sends me into lows, I'm really describing a system level behavior. Something that keeps my experience from freezing in one extreme. Because if you only stayed in high, you lose contrast. And without contrast, perception dulls. You stop feeling change. And ironically, you stop growing. You see, the ego wants one thing: consistency. Just keep me up. Just keep me winning. But reality isn't built for permanence. It's built for motion. So the ego experiences the downswing as betrayal. But the deeper awareness doesn't. It recognizes this is just a part of the pulse, not the end of progress, just the inhale after the exhale. So when I say my higher self sends me into lows so that I can experience higher highs, what I'm really saying is Life moves in rhythm. And once you stop fighting the downswing, you realize it was never pulling you away from your path. It was the path moving forward. So here's the real question for you. Can you stay aware in both directions of the wave?